this track.
Well, howdy, Pirate Booty, live from Miami, Florida, last week of July 2015. All right, I took 10 days off, nice to have vacation time, to get a couple of big projects fast-tracked because going down once a week, and this would take in 6 months. So, had vacation time, so took it, and very happy. Good successes this week. Goal number 1 was the water pump, which worked. Happy. Broke that down in some videos for you. Little sand killed me, but I learned. Number 2 was to get the engine started and make sure nothing else leaked and see where things were going. Happy. She cranked up, pushing water out good there. The third project I wanted was shelves in the back battery compartment. You'll see a lot of my videos. I was always complaining I don't have enough battery power. Juice is always failing everything. So I put a huge spotlight on my electrical configuration this week. It was time, So the shelf spawned a lot of extra projects and opened up a couple more. The shelves were not only wood, which luckily I had some 1/2-inch plywood. There was the fiberglassing, the sawing, the cutting, the trimming. There was the placement and the cutting and to figure out how to get it around the tiller, and a lot of measurements, a lot of templates that you saw just to get 2 pieces of wood in there. Oh, ridiculous, but it worked. Precision, tick, 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 tick. So the shelves got in there, that's fine. They were fiberglass, fine. The generator, not generator, I wish. The DC inverter and charger, I wanted to have high up on the wall compared to the shelves. The fiberglass nightmare got a hold of me. Oh my God, I've done a ton of fiberglassing in the years. And long story short, sorry, I don't want my camera to fall over. A little windy out here. So, to get the battery configuration going and the shelves and the fiberglass, I wanted to tab in. That's what we call a tab. You have the structure, you just put little pieces and tap, 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 you secure it to the valve. So there wasn't 4 pieces this big. I needed a fiberglass in there. As you know, the stupid hardener and the epoxy, I couldn't get the lid off to save my life. Had to poke holes in it. That leaked all the way up from here to the boat. It leaked on the boat. And when I was doing the fiberglassing, I already had everything mixed. I looked back over, my hardener is spilled all over my seats. I ended up wiping it off, trying to get acetone, and created the biggest freaking mess. Oh my God. So check your lids before you buy fiberglass, epoxies, any glues or rubber cements, anything. Make sure you can get the thing off at the store. Tip of the day. This spawned repainting my boat on the back half. A lot of work, but successful. Boat looks pretty. So goal number 2, which was the shelf, actually worked. I have 3 batteries now. Yay. I can't explain how happy I'm about that. I was always worried about my power. The amp and the stereo drains it a lot, and then by the time I use some other things, so I put 2 of the batteries in parallel. That gives me now a ton of extra juice. I'm happy about that. So goal number 2, I'm happy. I have the charger inverter, the 20 amp Pro line, very good. I love it. The connections were simple. The connections already on there, just screwed it in. You can't do that. So it's already pre-configured for 3. So I am charging my house bank and my engine bank. So I'm hoping that is solid. This spawned off another project on the AC. Now, if you look here, I put the batteries in here. So when I went to crank the engine up to see if everything worked here, I heard a loud crack and a pop, and it actually the wire came out of the battery connector here, the big lead ones, and I'm like turning everything off, like what the heck. When I originally went back here to fix this, I could only find 2 heavy gauge black wires. I couldn't find the red one. And knowing what I know from the guys or whoever had the boat before, there were red, green, blue, purple. I was thinking just the idiot put 2 cheap wires back there and he knew which one was which. One had a lot of tape on it, and I went back to my prior pictures and tried to figure out which one it was. But apparently I tapped into 2 black wires that were both hooked to the engine block, and it arced. So luckily I was freaking out because the new $200 charger inverter, that lead, but it has a fuse in line. So shoot. All right. So I had to install a 110 outlet to plug the inverter in. Now this spawned another issue with the breaker box. It has 2 breakers. One which I put here to my inverter, and the other one which carries the AC down on the starboard side of the boat. There is this spare wire out, bald, that he had tied into this one with just tied together in about a mile of electrician's tape. This is AC. That'll kill you and burn your boat down in a heartbeat. Do not mess around with AC. So what I did, I pulled all that crap out. Now the only one that comes from shore power and goes to here to my breaker, it cleanly goes to my 110 and it cleanly goes to the port side AC. So I cleaned up the AC. I still have the mystery of where the negative and the positive wire that come off my engine are, because obviously I didn't pick the right ones. Now, this spawned off this. So what I have to do for the next couple of weeks is I want not a 2 breaker switch, but a 3 breaker switch. I want one for here, one for starboard, and one for port. So I can run all my AC down here. The second thing I want to do is get here and do this, which is come in line and figure out where the best place for my fuses are. I thought there were fuses in line, but there are no fuses in line. I could have just as easily ripped apart my alternator with this little stunt this guy pulled today. Obviously I didn't, because I think I just hit 2 grounds. But wiring people, do it clean, do it nicely. So with that, I'm going to put a fuse in line on the engine. That connection from the engine to the its bank of batteries, and from the switch panel and its bank of batteries. There is another switch panel as soon as you step into the cabin. That's the old one from the 1980s, and I do know that it controls the engine and it controls the depth sounder. There's a ton of other wires scrambled out through here. I don't know what they are. I'm just laying clean and new. That wire is not that expensive, trust me. So I will get better breakers to do things nicer. I will put fuses in line, and I will figure out where these wires are. I'm either going to just buy 60 feet of wire and just redo it, but that stuff costs $6 a foot. So whether we end up doing that or not, I don't know. But if it push comes to shove, I'm not going to play with blowing up stuff. You know, I'm going to just run new wires back here. It's actually probably 15 feet. And with that little project here, the chemical spill, all of the back of the boat here up, I painted. It took 2 coats of primer and 1 coat of epoxy, white epoxy. Now previously I tried to do gel coat, and you cannot paint a boat with gel coat in the tropics out in the heat. It's a 2-part epoxy. You got about 10 minutes. It's just ridiculous how fast that gels up. So, but I'm very happy with my white polyurethane. The boat has never looked better. I'm never gonna get glossy, boat look, but I get a nice, clean, white, bright look, and it looks great. So I'm very happy about that. So my 10 days off, I got my water pump working. I got the engine started, verified good water flow. I got my shelves in, very happy about that. I got my 3rd battery, incredibly happy about that. I had those parallel. And then the 4th unexpected, I painted the back where everybody sees very fast. 5 hours, 3 quarts of paint, but 1 day. No, that was a day. So we're looking better. We're pumping water. A lot better electrical. And I got some lighter projects for next week, which should be
So
fun.
happy?
Boat's looking good, pumping water, and I got a ton of electricity. I am stoked. And I just took some spare time on the boat. Nothing hard, just determination to get in there and get it done. I was on time and on schedule. I'm happy. So with that, Pirate Booty's doing good. Looking forward to doing some more work on the boat. I'm happy to hear all the comments from you guys and subscribers. Thank you. I can't tell you how nice it is that I'm impacting some other people's lives, because Lord knows I've learned from all of you guys. And that's the great thing about sharing, you care. So with that, Pirate Booty from Miami, Florida, I believe in you. Get moving on those projects.